Welcome to my channel.
And this is English Podcast Station.
Okay, let's dive into something really universal today, grocery shopping.
Right.
I mean, if you're, new to an English-speaking place or just starting out with English, getting around a grocery store, that's a really practical skill.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those things you just have to do.
Yeah, it's more than just buying food, isn't it? It's about like everyday interaction and just feeling capable.
Totally. And it's actually a great way to learn such a normal activity, but packed with useful language, vocabulary, little cultural bits, how to actually talk to people.
Everyone eats.
Exactly. Everyone needs groceries.
So for this deep dive, we're really focusing on building that confidence for grocery shopping in English.
Mm-hmm.
And our source is a beginner-level English podcast called the IELTS podcast, Shopping at a Grocery Store.
Mm-hmm.
The hosts, James and Erica, they walk listeners through a shopping trip. Really clear, simple language.
Yeah, what I liked about their approach is how they break it down. Step by step. It's not just learning words in a vacuum.
Right.
It's seeing the words and phrases used in the situation. Context. That really helps things stick.
Definitely. They cover the whole process, literally from making the shopping list all the way to paying. So our mission here is to pull out the best bits, the most useful language from that episode.
Yeah.
So that by the end, you listening will feel hopefully a lot more ready to, do your own grocery run in English.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's think. Before you even set foot in the store.
Good call. Preparation. James and Erica, they really stress the shopping list.
Yeah.
And it's true, isn't it? It's not just about remembering the milk.
Mm.
Writing it down or typing it. That's your first English practice for the trip. Food words.
And often really common ones, right? They list things like milk, eggs, bread, the basics.
The essentials, yeah.
Then bananas, rice, carrots, onions, tomatoes. Staple foods for lots of people. Super useful words to know.
It was kind of interesting how they mentioned the way people make lists. James uses paper. Yeah. And Eric is using her phone. It's a small detail, but it shows how, tech fits into everyday stuff now.
And maybe different ways people prefer to learn or organize too, right? Pen and paper versus digital.
That's a good point. And they also touch on, just briefly, how you might get to the store.
Oh, yeah, walking or the bus.
Right. Simple things.
Yeah.
But knowing walk
Yeah.
or take the bus in English, that's fundamental daily life stuff.
So even before you're inside, you're already using practical English for planning and just getting around.
Exactly.
Okay, so list. Check. Transport sorted. We're at the door. What now?
Right, stepping inside. There are a couple of immediate things. James and Erica explain getting a cart or a basket.
Cart for the big shop.
The big one you push, yeah, with wheels. Basket if you're just getting a few things.
The one you carry. Got it.
Knowing which one suits your needs is kind of the first decision.
And they also mentioned sanitizing hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very common now. Using the sanitizer or wipes they usually have near the entrance. Just good hygiene words to know, like sanitizer, wipes.
Always useful. Okay, hands clean, cart in hand. Now we face the vast expanse of the store.
Huh, yeah. And understanding the layout is key. James and Erica talk about the different sections.
It's less overwhelming, right?
Totally. So you've got the produce section, fruits and veggies, dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, frozen food aisle, the meat and seafood counter.
Bakery. Smells good over there.
Always. Drinks, snacks. Then the non-food stuff, like cleaning supplies, household items. Knowing those section names in English, produce, dairy, bakery. That's your map.
Okay, so let's follow James and Erica's lead and head to the produce section first. Lots of colors there.
Yeah, a great place of vocabulary. They talk about bananas, for instance.
Right.
And not just banana, but describing them. Yellow and sweet means they're ripe. Green, maybe wait a bit. Brown, maybe banana bread time.
Yeah. And buying them in a bunch.
Exactly. For apples, they mention red or green and maybe sour. So you're getting descriptive words too, adjectives.
And vegetables.
They cover tomatoes red, round, juicy. Onions white, yellow, red. Carrots orange, fresh, maybe raw, or you cook them in soup. Lettuce green, crunchy, sold as a head of lettuce.
It's connecting the words to what they actually look and feel like.
Precisely. And practical things too, like using those little plastic bags for your apples or whatever.
Keeps things separate.
Yeah. And they mentioned the scale for weighing things, and that the weight might be in kilograms. Good to know, depending on where you are.
Useful detail. Okay, produce done. Let's move on. Dairy.
Dairy section. They keep it simple, focus on common stuff. Yogurt, for example.
Lots of kinds of yogurt.
Right. Greek yogurt, fruit yogurt, plain. They mentioned strawberry flavor specifically. Right. And milk, you might need to say low-fat milk or specify the size, like 1 liter.
So getting specific is important there.
It often is, yeah.
Okay, milk, yogurt, check.
Yeah.
How about the meat and seafood section? That always feels a bit colder.
It is. James and Erica mentioned that it's kept cold for freshness. For meat, they give examples like chicken breasts.
Fresh or frozen?
Exactly. Good question. Fresh or frozen, maybe boneless. And often sold per pound or by weight. They also mention ground beef, for burgers or pasta sauce. Also sold by weight.
Helps you know what you're looking for. And seafood.
They mention common ones, shrimp, salmon. They even add that salmon has omega-3s, which is a nice touch.
Healthy.
Yeah. And other fish like cod, tilapia, lobster. And often you just ask for a piece of fish.
Okay. Good basics for protein. Right, our virtual cart is filling up. Where to next? Bakery.
Let's head to the bakery. You were right about the smell.
Best part of the store.
James and Erica mentioned that good smell too. They talk about different kinds of bread, loaves, rolls, baguettes.
Whole wheat.
Yep. Whole wheat for healthy, sourdough for that specific taste, bagels, dinner rolls. Lots of bread vocabulary.
But it's not just bread, is it?
Nope. Muffins, croissants, and then the sweet stuff. Cookies like chocolate chip cookies, cakes, pies, maybe an apple pie.
Making me hungry now. What if you need to, ask the person working there for something specific? Like, can I get 2 of those rolls?
Good question. They cover that interaction. It's a great chance to practice.
Yeah.
They give the example. Hi, can I have 2 rolls, please?
Simple, polite.
Exactly. And they stress using please and thank you.
Yeah.
Basic politeness goes a long way.
Definitely. Okay, away from the tempting smells, drinks and snacks aisle. Popular destination.
Very popular. For drinks, they list things like water, juice, orange juice, specifically soda, iced tea, maybe lemon iced tea, sparkling water, maybe strawberry flavor.
Standard stuff. And snacks?
Chips, crackers, popcorn, also granola bars, trail mix, and cookies and candy again. They pop up in the snack aisle too sometimes. Lots of everyday words there.
Okay. And one last section before checkout: cleaning and household items. Less exciting maybe, but necessary.
Very necessary. They give examples like laundry detergent liquid or powder, dish soap, paper towels, tissues, toilet paper, the essentials, sponges, trash bags, hand soap.
Practical vocabulary.
Yeah. And they mentioned looking for deals like buy one, get one free. Good phrase to recognize.
That is a good one. Okay, wow, we've covered a lot of ground, virtually speaking. But what if you're actually in the store and you just can't find the yogurt?
Ah, yes. Asking for help. Super important. James and Erica cover this well. Knowing how to politely get assistance makes things much smoother.
So what phrases do they suggest?
To get someone's attention, a simple, "Excuse me, can you help us?" Or, Can you help me?
Okay.
And the store worker will likely ask something like, what are you looking for?
Right.
Then you can say, where can I find the yogurt? Or I'm looking for whatever it is. Maybe baking soda. Do you have any baking soda?
What if it's not on the shelf?
Good point. They even mentioned asking, is there more in the back? That's useful if the shelf looks empty.
Handy phrases. And the magic word after they help you.
Always. Thank you. So important. These little interactions really build your speaking confidence.
Okay. Help secured if needed. Items gathered. How about prices? How do you figure out how much things cost before you get to the till?
Right, checking prices. James and Erica mentioned using a price scanner. Lots of stores have them dotted around.
You just scan the barcode?
Yep, scan the barcode, and the price pops up. Super easy.
But if you can't find one, or it's not working...
You can ask an employee simple questions like, how much is this?
Okay.
Or if you think something might be on special, is this on sale? Straightforward stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about just like navigating crowded aisles or bumping into people? General politeness.
Yeah, they mention that too, especially if it's busy. Just saying, excuse me, if you need to squeeze past someone or if you accidentally nudge them. Small things, but they keep things running smoothly.
Good manners cost nothing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes they mention you might even have a tiny chat.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Just small talk. Maybe comment on how busy it is. Wow, it's really busy today. Or if you see a good deal someone else is looking at, that's a good deal on apples. Just little moments of connection.
Nice way to practice in a low pressure way. Okay. Cart's full. We know the prices. We've been polite. It's time. The checkout.
The final frontier. James and Erica explain the checkout lane and the difference between self-checkout,
where you do it yourself.
Right. Scan, pay, bag, and the regular lanes with a cashier.
You need to choose.
Yeah. Once you pick a lane, usually you put your items on the conveyor belt.
A moving bolt, yeah.
And then comes the conversation with the cashier. They give a really typical example.
Let's hear it. How does it usually go?
Cashier might start with, did you find everything okay?
And you say,
yes, thank you, is a standard polite reply.
Okay.
Then, bags. Do you need bags?
Yes, please, or no, thank you, I guess.
Exactly. Then they scan everything and give you the total. Your total is whatever amount.
Then payment time.
Right. In their example, the customer pays by card. So they ask, can I pay by card?
And then cashier says?
Something like, please tap or insert your card. Gives you the instruction.
Got it.
After it goes through, they might ask, would you like your receipt?
Yes, please. Usually good to have it.
Probably. And then it wraps up. Cashier says, here you go. Have a great day.
And you reply,
thank you. You too. A nice polite end to the whole thing. And yeah, they specifically mentioned paying by card in the podcast scenario.
Which is super common these days.
Very.
Phew. Okay, so we went from making that list all the way through saying you too at the end. We really covered the whole grocery trip in English.
We did.
So summing up this deep dive into the IELTS podcast episode, what's the big picture?
I think the main thing is seeing how much language learning potential there is in just, going shopping.
Right. It seems mundane, but it's not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
James and Erica showed how you break it down, planning, finding things, asking questions, paying, and there's useful practical English at every single step. It's learning in context.
And the goal for you listening is to take that and feel, less worried and more able to handle it yourself, right?
Absolutely. Knowing the typical phrases, the flow of things.
Yeah.
It just reduces the stress and helps you communicate what you need. It's about giving you those tools for everyday life.
So what's the best way for someone listening now to actually use this?
Just try it. Next time you go to the store,
Yeah.
consciously think about the English words. Try to identify the sections. That's the dairy section. Say, Excuse me if you need to.
Maybe even ask where something is.
Yeah, give it a shot. Use one of those phrases. Excuse me, where can I find the pasta? Even small interactions build that confidence muscle. Every little bit helps.
That's great advice. Okay, so maybe a final thought to leave everyone with.
Well, I guess it's just that grocery shopping, while it feels like a chore sometimes.
Often feels like a chore.
Yeah. But try to see it as your own personal language lab. Every aisle, every product label, every quick hello or thank you is a chance to practice English in the real world.
It really is. Those small steps, those everyday chats, they add up. They make a big difference to feeling comfortable and fluent over time.
Couldn't agree more. So happy shopping.
And happy language learning.